For 40 long days, the world's largest economy has been on its knees. The US government shutdown is finally coming to an end, but the damage is far from over. It didn't just freeze Washington, it rattled global markets, grounded planes, and left workers in other nations without pay. And the losses? Billions of dollars gone forever. In the next few moments, we'll see how one political deadlock in America sent shockwaves across the world, and why some of the damage can never be undone. A fragile deal in the Senate has finally broken the deadlock. The agreement funds key departments like Agriculture and Veteran Affairs and keep the rest of the government running until late January. But the real breakthrough came on healthcare. Democrats dropped their demand for an immediate extension of Affordable Care Act subsidies, settling instead for a guaranteed vote in December. That compromise cleared the way to reopen the government, though another shutdown could be just months away. Still, the deal brings relief for nearly 1.4 million federal workers who will finally receive back pay and job security after more than a month without income. It also secures funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, a vital food safety net for 1 in 8 Americans until next September. But the financial scars run deep. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the shutdown caused a permanent loss of $7 to $14 billion in US GDP, a hit that can never be recovered. To put that in perspective, America's total national debt stands at around $38.3 trillion. The damage came from the lost productivity of more than 670,000 furloughed federal workers, frozen business permits, and small enterprises cut off from the government loans. At its peak, the government was draining up to $16 billion a week, dragging down growth by nearly 2% in the final quarter. And beyond America's borders, the impact spread fast. In Europe, US allies like Germany, Italy, and Portugal had to pay local employees on American military bases from their own pockets. Germany alone covered wages for nearly 11,000 workers, expecting repayment later from Washington. Meanwhile, the global travel systems buckled. Unpaid air traffic controllers and TSA staff walked off duty, forcing the FAA to cut flight capacity at major airports. Thousands of flights were delayed or cancelled, creating chaos that rippled through airlines across the world. Even US embassies abroad weren't spared. Visas and passport services slowed sharply, disrupting travel and education plans for millions. Now, as Washington slowly returns to normal, the world is still counting the cost of America's longest shutdown. Because when the political engine of the United States stalls, it's not just America that suffers, it's the entire world that feels the shock.